Welcome all of you. In this video lecture, we will understand about the human respiratory system, its structure and functioning. Human respiratory system consists of nose, nasal cavity, and the opening of nasal cavity is known as nostrils. Nostrils leads to pharynx, and pharynx then leads to trachea. At the junction of pharynx and trachea, there lies a structure known as larynx or voice box. Trachea ultimately branches into two parts known as bronchi, and these two bronchi enters into the lungs. These are the sac-like or bag-like structure which are the main or important organs of human respiratory system. Bronchi, when enters lungs, then it branches into several branches, and these branches of bronchi are known as bronchioles. Bronchioles ultimately opens up into a sac-like structure or balloon-like structure known as alveoli. You can see in the figure, here is the magnified figure, these white structures or branches are bronchioles, and these balloon-like structure which are depicted here as white spheres are actually alveoli. So you can say that lungs are nothing but the assemblage of alveoli, bronchioles and blood vessels. Also notice in the figure that each alveoli is highly vascularized, means each alveoli is supplied with so many of blood vessels. And one more thing to notice that alveoli actually increases the surface area for gaseous exchange. If you take out all the alveoli and spread it in the ground, then it will occupy an area of about 80 meters square. Okay, so this is the structure of human respiratory system. One more thing, you are observing here this structure which is contracting and relaxing. This structure is muscular sheath known as diaphragm. It helps in breathing in and breathing out. How it happens, we will study it in our further videos. In this video, we will stick to the structure of human respiratory system. See, the whole, all the parts, especially the lungs, okay, of respiratory system is the site where gaseous exchange takes place. Okay, and lungs are packed or surrounded by a layer known as pleura. So pleura is the protective sheath surrounding the lungs, and the cavity in which lungs resides is known as pleural cavity. Now let us understand each and every part of the human respiratory system one by one. The first part is nose. Nose has hairs or hairs are present in the nasal cavity, you can say. These hairs serves to filter the air that is entering the respiratory system. Any particle whose size is more than 6 micron gets filtered in the nose. Also, the mucous membrane of the nose is highly vascular. As the air passes through the nose, it gets warmed up due to body temperature. Its vapor content is also increased. This is essential because if dry air passes through the trachea, it may lead to drying up of the trachea and it can produce a cough reflex. Then the air enters the trachea, passing through pharynx and larynx. Larynx is simply the voice box. So trachea is the windpipe, and it is made up of number of incomplete cartilaginous rings. You can see in the you cannot visualize here in the figure, but try to understand that all whole of the trachea is aligned with C-shaped cartilaginous rings, which prevents the trachea from kinking or collapsing. Okay. The posterior 1/6 of the trachea is free from cartilage and is made up of fibrous tissue, which permits certain amount of expansion of trachea during inspiration. One more thing is to note that the trachea is lined by ciliated columnar epithelium. Underneath this lining, lot of goblet cells are present. What do the goblet cells do? These goblet cells secrete certain amount of mucus. The particles which escape filtration at the nose gets trapped in the mucus present here and swept out the nose by the movements of the cilia. These particles are get rid of from the body by the process of cuffing. Some of the finest particles may escape from getting filtered air and reach alveoli. They are removed by the macrophages lining the alveoli or the parenchyma of the lungs. Trachea divides into right and left bronchi, as I have told you earlier that trachea divides into branches which enters right and left parts of the lungs. These branches are known as, the bigger branches known as bronchi. The right bronchus is larger than that of the left, and the angle at which it originates from the trachea is also less acute. Because of this reason, any foreign body entering the trachea is found more commonly in the right lung than in the left lung. Now let us talk about bronchi. Bronchi are the branches of trachea. You can say when trachea divides, it leads to bronchi. These branches are called as lobar bronchi, that again divides into segmental bronchi. As the branching proceeds, the amount of cartilage present in the walls goes on decreasing. They also acquire a coat of smooth muscle fibers. These smooth muscle fibers are supplied by both sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve fibers. You will understand what is sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system in when I will teach you control and coordination. So don't worry about the topic. Simply understand, sympathetic nervous system is that nervous system which activates or provokes a reaction, while parasympathetic nervous system calms down the provocation. Bronchi divide to form bronchioles. Okay, the bronchi here divides into bronchioles. The branches which you can see in the lungs are the bronchioles. These bronchioles further divide to form terminal and respiratory bronchioles. The respiratory bronchioles leads to alveolar duct and finally into the alveoli. As I have told you earlier, alveoli is the terminal point of the system, respiratory system, okay, where gaseous exchange actually takes place. One thing you must note that the cross-sectional area goes on increasing as you enter from nose. Till alveoli, the surface area is increasing. Okay, the amount of cartilaginous tissue also goes on decreasing, which is to be replaced by smooth muscle fibers. So there is a transition of the structural form between the different organs of this system. Also, the mucous membrane, which is lined by columnar epithelium, is changed to flattened, non-ciliated at the level of alveoli. And I have told you that alveoli actually increases the surface area of the blood, and it can occupy an area of about 80 meters square when all the alveoli are extracted out and extended or exposed to the surface. One more thing to note, that there is a respiratory rate, and normal respiratory rate is about 12 to 16 per minute, and this is known as the rate of respiration. Okay, and the volume of air that is taken in or expired out of respiratory system during a normal quiet breathing is known as tidal volume, and it is about 500 ml. Don't worry about these stuffs. I will make a separate video lecture about different terminologies related to respiratory system, such as tidal volume, respiratory rate, dead space, etc. So don't worry about it. Just focus upon the structure of human respiratory system. I hope I have taught you something about human respiratory system. In the next video, we will understand how respiration takes place and how food is oxidized to get energy. See, the complete process of respiration starts by the inhalation of oxygen, the process by which an organism inhales oxygen and transport it all the way to the cell to oxidize the food and derive energy from it. And after the oxidation, the waste generated, such as CO2, is again transported back to the lungs and exhaled out. The complete process is known as respiration, and it can be divided into two parts: external respiration and internal respiration. In external respiration, we will understand about how breathing occurs, how gaseous exchange occurs. And in internal respiration or cellular respiration, we will understand about how respiration takes place inside a cell. Okay, so we will study these in our next videos. Thank you very much for listening.